It started 3 weeks ago, on a Tuesday night at 2:13 in the morning. I remember the exact time because I was still awake, scrolling mindlessly through my phone in bed, unable to sleep. The screen suddenly went dark for a second, one of those weird little glitches phones sometimes do, and then a notification appeared. A text message. From my own number. I stared at it for a long moment. Sure, I was misreading something. But no, the number at the top of the message thread was identical to mine, digit for digit. The message itself was short. Don't look at the window. My stomach tightened. I glanced toward my bedroom window. The curtains were drawn, just a sliver of darkness visible between them. Nothing unusual, nothing moving. I told myself it was a glitch, some weird spam trick or a software error. I'd heard about hackers spoofing phone numbers before. That had to be it. I deleted the message and put my phone face down on the nightstand. But I couldn't stop thinking about it. I didn't look at the window. I pulled the covers up to my chin and forced myself to close my eyes. Eventually, I fell asleep. The next morning, I almost convinced myself I'd imagined it. I checked my phone, no trace of the message in my history. No outgoing texts I didn't remember sending. Nothing. Just a vague memory of something unsettling that felt more like a dream than reality. Went to work, came home, made dinner, watched TV. A normal day. By nighttime, I'd forgotten about it entirely. Until it happened again. 2:13 a.m. Another text. Same number. You heard the footsteps, didn't you? My blood went cold, because I had heard something, just a few minutes earlier, soft creak from the hallway outside my apartment. I'd assumed it was a neighbor coming home late or the building settling. But I hadn't told anyone about it. I hadn't even thought much about it until I read those words. My hands trembled as I typed back. Who is this? The reply came immediately. You already know. I stared at the screen, my heart pounding. This isn't funny, I whispered aloud, even though I was alone. Another message appeared. Check the peephole, but be quiet. I wanted to ignore it. Every instinct told me to put the phone down, lock my bedroom door, and pretend this wasn't happening. But curiosity or maybe fear pulled me out of bed. I crept to my front door, my bare feet silent on the cold floor. I leaned toward the peephole and looked through. The hallway was empty. Dim, fluorescent lighting. Beige walls. Nothing out of place. I exhaled, relieved, and stepped back. My phone buzzed again. Good. Now go back to bed. Lock your bedroom door tonight. I didn't sleep at all that night. The messages continued. Every night at 2:13 a.m., without fail. Sometimes it was just a single word, listen, or wait. Other times they were more specific. Don't answer the door tomorrow at noon. The man on the subway platform is watching you. Move to a different car. Your coworker will ask to borrow your laptop. Say no. And the terrifying part? Every single warning was right. The day I got the message about the door, someone knocked at exactly noon. I looked through the peephole and saw a man I didn't recognize, wearing a delivery uniform but holding no package. He knocked 3 more times, tried the doorknob, then left. On the subway, I saw the man, tall, expressionless, standing too close, staring directly at me. I moved to another car. My coworker did ask to borrow my laptop. I made up an excuse. I started to rely on the messages. As disturbing as they were, they kept me safe. But I needed to understand what was happening. One night, I decided to test it. At 2:10 a.m., I sat in bed with my phone, waiting. I opened my notes app and typed a message to myself. If you can see this, send me a sign. I waited. 2:13 a.m. My phone buzzed. I can see everything you do. That's how I know what's coming. My breath caught. How? I typed frantically. How is this possible? The response came slowly, as if whoever or whatever was on the other end was choosing their words carefully. Because I've already lived it. Everything you're experiencing now, I experienced weeks ago. I'm trying to help you avoid what I couldn't. My hands started shaking. What does that mean? Who are you? I'm you. Or I was. It's hard to explain. I felt dizzy. This couldn't be real. It had to be a prank, an elaborate hack, something explainable. Prove it, I typed. Tell me something only I would know. The reply came almost instantly. When you were 8, you broke your mom's favorite vase and blamed it on the cat. You never told anyone the truth. You still feel guilty about it. I dropped my phone. No one knew that. Not my parents. Not my friends. No one. I picked the phone back up with trembling hands. If you're really me, what happens next? Why are you warning me? A long pause. Then, because in 3 days, something happens. Something I couldn't stop. But you still can. What? What happens? You'll receive a call. You'll be tempted to answer it. Don't. No matter what the caller ID says, no matter how many times it rings, do not answer that call. Why? What happens if I do? The response was the shortest yet. You become me. I didn't sleep for the next 3 days. I kept my phone on, volume up, watching it constantly. I told myself I wouldn't answer any calls. I'd ignore everything. On the third night, at exactly 11:47 p.m., my phone rang. The caller ID showed my own number. My heart hammered in my chest as I stared at the screen. The ringtone echoed through my apartment, shrill and insistent. I didn't answer. It rang 15 times before stopping. Then, immediately, it started again, and again, and again. Each time, I let it go to voicemail. Each time, my hands gripped the phone tighter, my resolve weakening. On the 7th call, I couldn't take it anymore. My thumb hovered over the green button. Just 1 second, I thought. Just to see? Just to understand? I answered, "Hello." Silence. Then, my own voice, but different somehow. Hollow, distant. "I'm sorry. I tried to warn you." "What are you talking about?" I whispered. "You'll understand soon. Right now, you think you're in control. That you made the choice to answer. But you didn't. You never did. This is what always happens." The line went dead. I stood there in my dark apartment, phone pressed to my ear, listening to empty air. Then, at exactly 2:13 a.m., my phone buzzed. A new text message. From my own number. "Don't look at the window." I stared at the words, the same words from 3 weeks ago. My body moved on its own. I turned toward my bedroom window, where the curtains were drawn, a sliver of darkness visible between them, and I realized I wasn't receiving warnings from my future self. I was sending them to my past self. This had already happened, would keep happening. A loop I couldn't escape. My phone buzzed again. "You heard the footsteps, didn't you?" Outside my apartment, in the hallway, I heard a soft creak. I picked up my phone and typed the only thing I could. "Check the peephole, but be quiet." I hit send, and somewhere, 3 weeks in the past, I watched myself read those words for the first time. If this story creeped you out, you'll love the next one about the security camera that kept recording, even after it was unplugged. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a terrifying tale. And if your phone ever does something strange, maybe it's trying to warn you about something you can't see yet. Sweet dreams.